You should study English literature at the University of Wolverhampton if you're someone who's a little bit dissatisfied with the English curriculums you've had so far. Someone who's got lots of wide questions about the world, who wants to challenge their thinking and challenge the thinking of others. Someone who's perhaps a little bit angry about how literature has been seen in the past and how it's often been presented as the domain of dead white men. So if you're interested in all the other voices of literature, Wolverhampton is the place for you. And we have a wonderfully diverse student body, and they bring their passion and their ideas and their experiences into their courses. I love teaching English literature at the University of Wolverhampton because we have such a wonderfully diverse and vibrant and relevant curriculum. And the modules I teach really look at finding traces of our ancestors in the past. So I teach a module on queer medieval stories, finding ancestors for our LGBTQ communities in the past. I teach a module on fantastic beasts, so how medieval people talked about identity and class and race through animal stories. And my colleagues also teach wonderful subjects. They teach modules on identity, they teach modules on race, on Victorian studies, modernism, and we've got lots of really exciting new modules coming in all the time as new staff bring their specialisms to us. The musical Avenue Q has a very rude song called What Can You Do with a BA in English? I guess I'm an example of this. So since I graduated with an English literature degree, I have worked in theatre, I've trained as a storyteller, I've done a lot of directing, and theatre directing and film directing is very much like being an English literature student because you have to analyse the text, interpret it, come up with a big view of the story, and then communicate it to other people. So it's really important to develop your communication skills in writing and spoken word. Since I went back to do my MA and PhD, I self-funded my studies through working for charities, writing press releases for them, publicity, a little bit of journalism, and of course through teaching. And I did lots of one-to-one tuition support. And now I'm a university lecturer and I teach at a school level. And a large number of our students do go into teaching as a profession at all different levels, and that's wonderful because it shows that they've been really inspired by the text they study and they want to share that love with others. But we've also had a lot of people that have worked in media, that have worked in journalism, that have gone on into business roles which requires pitching and persuasion and writing copy that are going to be used to persuade people in their work. So really it's your starting point for any kind of communications-based industry, whether you're using that for the purposes of spreading knowledge or advancing things or debating things, or if you're using that to persuade and convince people or change people's minds about something. So it's a hugely diverse starting point from which to build your career.